Today, we're diving into early voting data nationally and from swing states to examine how it's shaping the path to a possible Donald Trump victory in the 2024 U.S. election. With nearly 48 million votes cast nationwide, early trends are emerging with Republicans outperforming Democrats in numbers. Let's understand it in detail. The early voting data nationally show that nearly 48 million people have already cast their votes. And the partisan breakdown is close, with Democrats leading slightly at 42% compared to Republicans at 40%. In terms of gender distribution, women have turned out more, representing 53% of early voters, while men make up 45%. With numbers this close, the real battleground will come down to swing states. First, focusing on Georgia, where early voting tells a different story from the national data. Out of the 3 million votes cast, Republicans are leading with 49% of the turnout, while Democrats follow at 45%. In terms of gender, women have turned out in higher numbers here too, making up 56% of the vote, while men account for 44%. But what about the latest polls? According to the Trafalgar Group, Trump leads with 48.3% to Harris's 45.9%, giving him a 2.4% advantage. Real Clear Politics has Trump slightly higher at 49.2% compared to Harris's 46.9%, a lead of 2.3%. The Silver Bulletin reports Trump at 49% to Harris's 47.6%, showing a 1.4% lead, while 538 has Trump with a 48.7% share compared to Harris's 47.1%, placing him 1.5% ahead. Moving over to North Carolina, early voting data shows a turnout of 3.1 million, with Republicans slightly ahead at 34% compared to Democrats at 33%. Women continue to dominate the turnout here as they have nationally, accounting for 55% of the vote, while men make up 44%. Turning to the polling numbers in North Carolina, Donald Trump holds a small yet consistent lead over Kamala Harris. According to the Marist poll and Emerson College, Trump is at 50% while Harris stands at 48%, giving Trump a 2% edge in both cases. Real Clear Politics has Trump at 48.5% compared to Harris's 47.6%, a lead of 0.9%. The Silver Bulletin poll shows Trump with a slightly stronger position at 48.8% to Harris's 47.6%, a difference of 1.2%. 538 reflects a similar trend, placing Trump at 48.4% to Harris's 47.2%, showing a lead of 1.2%. Next, Nevada's early voting numbers could indicate a favorable position for Trump. Out of the 0.7 million votes cast, Republicans have a notable lead with 40%, while Democrats make up 35%. Although fewer total votes have been cast here compared to states like North Carolina and Georgia, the Republican advantage in early voting numbers could play a critical role in Trump's chances of flipping this state on election night. In Nevada, the polling data shows a competitive race. Real Clear Politics has Trump leading with 47.8% over Harris's 47.1%, a 0.7% edge. The Silver Bulletin reveals a dead heat with both Trump and Harris at 47.9%, reflecting just how close this contest remains. 538 places Trump slightly ahead with 47.6% compared to Harris's 47.4%, a narrow margin of 0.2%. Now let's turn our attention to Arizona, where early voting data is showing signs of a Republican edge. Out of the 1.3 million votes already cast, Republicans account for 42% of the turnout, with Democrats following at 35%. Men make up 44% of the voters, while women comprise 48%. Polling in Arizona reflects a narrow but consistent lead for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. Trafalgar Group shows Trump at 48.1% compared to Harris's 46%, giving him a 1.9% advantage. The Marist poll places Trump at 50% with Harris close behind at 49%, showing just a 1% difference. Real Clear Politics has Trump at 49% compared to Harris's 47.7%, a lead of 1.3%. According to the Silver Bulletin, Trump holds 49.3% to Harris's 47.3%, with a margin of 2%, while 538 places Trump at 48.7% and Harris at 46.9%, showing a 1.8% lead. Across the board, Trump maintains a slim advantage in Arizona, but with margins this close, any change in turnout or voter sentiment could be decisive. In a broader view of swing state polls, recent data from the Washington Post provides updated insights into this tight race. In Nevada, Kamala Harris holds a razor-thin lead of less than 1 point, but Donald Trump has gained 0.1 points since last week. Moving to North Carolina, Trump leads by 1 point and has seen a small boost of 0.2 points over the past week. In Wisconsin, Harris leads by just 1 point, but Trump has made a noticeable gain of 0.4 points since last week. Georgia shows Trump with a clear lead of 2 points over Harris. Turning to Michigan, Harris currently holds a 2-point lead, which could be critical if she aims to lock down this state. In Pennsylvania, Harris leads by a slim 1-point margin. In Arizona, Trump leads by 2 points, which is consistent with other Arizona polling data and reinforces his chances in a state where early voting turnout has favored Republicans. Now zooming out from the swing states to the national landscape, where recent polling and simulation data provide a broader view of the election outlook. According to Real Clear Politics, Donald Trump holds a slight edge nationally with 48.5% over Kamala Harris's 48.4%, a lead of just 0.1%. The Rasmussen Reports poll shows Trump leading with 48% to Harris's 47%, a 1% advantage. Turning to simulation data, TIPP Insights presents an intriguing perspective on the probability of a Trump or Harris victory. Poll-based simulations show Trump with a 54% chance of winning, translating to an estimated 271 Electoral College votes, while Harris stands at 45% with an estimated 267 electoral votes. Betting market-based simulations favor Trump even more, giving him a 76% probability and projecting 282 Electoral College votes to Harris's 24% with 256 votes. When combining these simulations, which integrate both betting market trends and polling data, Trump's chance of winning stands at 65% with 277 Electoral College votes, while Harris holds 34% with 261 electoral votes. The 538 simulations reveal just how close this race is on a national level. Out of 100 simulated scenarios, Trump wins 54 times, while Harris wins 46 times. Taking a look at projections from The Economist, their simulations show Donald Trump winning 56 out of every 100 times, translating to 278 Electoral College votes, which is 1 point higher than yesterday. Kamala Harris is projected to win 44 out of every 100 times with an estimated 260 electoral votes, showing a slight drop from the previous day. The projections from Decision Desk HQ mirror this close race, giving Trump a 54% chance of winning with 276 Electoral College votes, while Harris has a 46% chance with 262 votes. Turning to the betting markets, Polymarket currently gives Trump a 66% probability of winning, up by 32% from previous numbers, while Harris holds 34%. The Silver Bulletin's latest national poll numbers place Harris slightly ahead with 48.6% to Trump's 47.5%, showing a narrow gap of just over 1%. Trump has seen a rise of 0.5% since last week and a notable increase of 2.1% since last month, indicating an upward trajectory for his campaign. Real Clear Politics Electoral College projection currently places Trump at 297 votes compared to Harris's 241. So where things stand now? As we wrap up today's analysis, it's clear that Donald Trump is not only maintaining a strong position in the polls, but is also gaining momentum in key swing states as we head toward Election Day. With significant leads in various projections, a solid base of early voters, and a growing sense of optimism reflected in the betting markets, Trump's campaign appears poised to capitalize on the shifting political landscape. The enthusiasm among Republican voters and the critical issues resonating with the electorate suggest that Trump has the potential to secure a decisive victory. What do you think? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.